Jalen Brunson is absolutely the king of New York and should be owed a statue at this point due to his production and his sacrifices for the team. And with an improbable title this season, we're going to have some serious conversations about where he ranks among the all-time players for the franchise. Here's how Jalen Brunson is already solidifying himself among the NBA's best and as an all-time Knick. And before we begin, be sure to leave a like on the video as that greatly supports the channel and supports me as a creator. And also be sure to sub for more content like this. Jalen Brunson joined the New York Knicks in the summer of 2022 on what was one of the best deals over the past decade, signing a 4-year deal worth just $104 million. Guys, put down the pitchforks. I know I'm saying that as if this isn't generational money, but if you compare that to other players or even other stars on his own team, then you're in for a shock. Brunson made an average of just $26 million a year on that deal made over the 2022 offseason, and the contract was a descending one, meaning Brunson made around $24.9 million in the 2025 season. That places him as the 65th highest paid player in the NBA this season, making less money than Jonathan Isaac, Nick Claxton, John Collins of the Utah Jazz, and Fernie Simons and Miles Bridges. He's making around $16 million less than Fred VanVleet per year and is the third highest paid Knick this season behind Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. It's clear and obvious that this is a great deal, but at the time, people thought this was actually an overpay if you just looked at his stats for the 2022 season, but people familiar with this game understood his value. He played like an all-star in games Luka Doncic missed in the regular season and playoffs of the 2022 season, and could easily fill in as the point guard this Knicks team desperately needed for decades now. So, what has Brunson done on this ridiculous contract? Well, how does All-Star, All-NBA, Clutch Player of the Year, Record Breaker, and Playoff Riser sound? In his first full season with the New York Knicks, he would average 24 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds on 49% from the field and 42% from 3, also winning Eastern Conference Player of the Month for that February, also leading the Knicks to their best record in February in 33 years. In the playoffs, well, Brunson was sensational and would later continue that track record in the playoffs. He would average 28 points, 6 assists and 5 rebounds that postseason, while guiding the Knicks to a 5-game series win over Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers, and gave the franchise its first playoff series win since 2013. While the Knicks did fall and underwhelm in the second round, Brunson would average 37 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds in the last 3 games of the Miami Heat series to keep it competitive against the Heat's Black Magic, and was instrumental each step of the way. Comparing his postseason campaign to Carmelo's 2013 campaign, Brunson's usage was much lower, while also being the more efficient player with a higher PR, being the perfect floor general and easily the Knicks' best player. Fast forward to 2024 season, and Brunson put together the best season of his career. The Knicks weren't just a feel-good story that resurrected from the ashes of the era in which fans were putting bags over their faces at Madison Square Garden. They were legit players in the Eastern Conference, a top 10 offense and defense, had a top 5 net rating, and were the second seed in the Eastern Conference, their best placement in the East in who knows when. Brunson had an All-NBA season where he averaged 29 points and 7 assists on 48% from the field and 40% from 3 on 7 attempts a game as a generous 6'1" guard. Guys, the NBA is clearly lying about his height. He was the NBA's 4th leading scorer, kept the Knicks afloat when Julius Randle was ruled out for the season, and OG Anunoby missed significant time after being acquired at the trade deadline, and blessed us with magical moments as the Knicks' lead guard that bailed them out time and time again. In the 2024 postseason, Brunson was, again, sensational, being just the 4th player ever to string together 4 consecutive 40-point performances in the playoffs and averaged 32 points and 8 assists in that playoff campaign. Again, this guy is a very generous 6'1", terrorizing his opposition in the NBA playoffs. Whenever the Knicks needed magic to happen, Brunson was there and some. The Knicks season would end in just 7 games at the hand of the Indiana Pacers, where Brunson couldn't finish the game 7 due to injury. But Brunson was starting to put to bed that narrative that smaller guards can't be the best player on a title team. To be fair to his critics, only Stephen Curry and Isaiah Thomas are pretty much the only other smaller guards to be the best players on title teams over the past 30 to 40 years, but Brunson looks to be changing the narrative in the 2025 playoffs. Heading into this season, Brunson took a pay cut of a lifetime where he took hundreds of million dollars less on his extension so that the Knicks could make the necessary moves to compete for a title this season. They traded 5 first-round picks for his former Villanova teammate in Mikal Bridges, where he won a national championship with him in college. They traded Dante DiVincenzo and All-Star Julius Randle for a better-fitting piece in Karl-Anthony Towns, and the team re-signed OG Anunoby to a massive extension. Again, none of this would be possible if Brunson took on the full max that he could have reportedly gotten. Brunson followed this up by having another All-Star season in 2025 where he got Clutch Player of the Year. In the regular season, Brunson would average an NBA best 5.6 points per game in the clutch, while being first in clutch field goals made, had the second most clutch points, the third most clutch assists, shot 51.5% from the field in clutch situations, and 84% from the line. With the Knicks already playing into the second round of the 2025 NBA playoffs, Brunson has now had the third most 30-point games out of anyone in the playoffs since joining the New York Knicks. He's had clutch plays such as hitting the game-winning 3 over Asar Thompson to put away the Pistons in 6 games, now has played a pivotal role in the Knicks having an improbable 2-0 series lead over the reigning champion Boston Celtics, despite the Celtics sweeping the New York Knicks in the regular season. The Celtics are still an ultra-talented team that shouldn't be counted out since they are the reigning champions, but if the Knicks do advance, they have a really good shot at an NBA Finals run. The Pacers likewise have an improbable 2-0 series lead over the Cleveland Cavaliers and always somehow seem to win games that should have been historically impossible to win. However, while they should be respected, I think the Knicks have a good shot at winning that series, a grueling 6 or 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals, and could make the NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. They'll meet a formidable foe in the NBA Finals, but a battle-tested Knicks team should have a shot against anyone. So, what happens if Jalen Brunson wins a title for the Knicks? Well, he joined Stephen Curry and Isaiah Thomas as the notable smaller guards to lead their team to a title. He would have done so while also making the necessary financial sacrifices to make, again, the roster possible, and he delivered the franchise its first title in over 50 years. Patrick Ewing and Carmelo Anthony had the longevity argument over Brunson on an all-time Knicks list, but neither of those guys were able to deliver the New York Knicks a title and obviously had their own postseason blunders. Meanwhile, Brunson has been an elite playoff riser and has the chance to cap off this postseason with an Eastern Conference Finals MVP and Finals MVP, cementing himself among not only the league's elite players, but also where on the Knicks' all-time list. That's a very interesting combo. With that being said, let me know what you guys feel Brunson would rank on the Knicks' all-time list if he delivered them a title, and where would he rank among the NBA's best players? What do you love about Brunson's game? What surprises you about his playoff heroics? And also, do you see the Knicks winning it all in 2025? If you like Jalen Brunson's playoff resume, be sure to check out how crazy of a playoff riser Anthony Edwards is. Check out that video on the screen. Be sure to leave a like, guys, that makes a massive difference for me as a creator, and also sub for more content like this. Hope to see you all in the next one, and stay tuned.